This video is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing.
Football's ultimate free-to-play eliminator game with a guaranteed prize pool of £500,000. Come on, man.
Your chance to win a share of £500,000 on football's ultimate elimination game. Final One Standing by William Hill. Sign up and play for free.
There is £500,000 on the line, and if we can't win it, then we want somebody watching this video to be the one to do it. We're going to be entering Final One Standing, the ultimate free-to-play predictor game brought to you by William Hill. And we are encouraging you to come and compete with us and alongside us by downloading the William Hill app by scanning the QR code which is on the screen right now, or by hitting the link in the description, or by searching William Hill on your app store. To play Final One Standing and to be in with a chance of winning the £500,000 jackpot, you pick one team each week, and if they win, you're through to the next round, and if they draw or lose, you're out. The final one standing wins. The game doesn't have to end with defeat though. There is always a new game to join next week.
You must be 18 plus and it's UK and Ireland only. Terms and conditions apply with the full terms in the link below.
Please gamble responsibly.
Welcome to FML Rants. FML means from my left, and this is the platform where we talk purely from our left. On my left, I don't know about you lot, but that's where my heart is.
Mine is here because I don't have one.
Okay.
Jesus. My heart's where it should be.
We're going to be ranting about things in football that are important to us, and we want you guys to get involved. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. Please give us a like. Please leave us a comment, and please let us know who you think landed with their rants, who was right, who was wrong, and whether or not you think you could contribute a rant to FML Rants. Let's get into the show. We are here to rant, we are here to make our points, we are here to provoke, we are here to start a debate. Jordy,
Yes.
sounds like you're ready to go.
Man, I'm annoyed. I am annoyed. I am a United fan, allegedly. You guys know this. So what does that mean? It means I don't like Liverpool. I don't like City. There's one thing Arsenal did a couple years back that I've rated a lot, and I said it to my friend Miles. I said, Miles, the best thing you lot done was stopped this Declan Rice guy going to City, because him and Rodri is dangerous. It appears that this window, they didn't want to do that. They jumped the gun, went to the shops, got a Gyokeres, and there's an Isak in the window. There's an Isak in the window. Why did you do it so early? What? Like, oh my God, I'm getting headaches. Think about it now. Prem proven, over 20 goals his last 2 seasons. He's bullied Van Dijk, I've seen it. He's bullied Gabriel, I've seen it. He's bullied Saliba, I've seen it. But you lot want to go for Bane. You lot just want to do this. You lot want to go for Bane. He's not even a good Bane. He's not better than young Bane. He's younger Bane. Like,
Okay.
I believe, Arsenal fans, if you could go back in time, you would bring your receipt to Woolworths and you'd take back Noni, you'd take back Gyokeres, and you take that one Isak. Because that solves every problem. Instead, you've given that 20 goals to Liverpool. And they've already got 20 plus goals with Salah. It's easy to be Bane in Portugal. Nunes was Bane in Portugal. Bas Dost was Bane in Portugal. Do you know who the Bane in Portugal now that Bane's left? Pavlidis. This is my point. Why don't you get Bane in England? Forget this. It's this. You get me? You're giving him number 14. Do you think Henry will be happy with that? If Henry had to pick, Arsenal fans, because you know him better than I do you think he'd rather Isak with a 14 or Gyokeres with a 14?
Miles, I'm struggling to find an argument against this.
Can I go now?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Well, all I heard was a lot of little air, a lot of waffle. Yeah, Jordy, you're right. Isak is one of the best strikers in the world. We all know that. He's one of the best.
The best?
Some would say that Kane is still alive. So you could put him in there. Some would say that Mbappe is still alive. So
Striker.
yeah, he got 32 goals. First to do it since.
Salah then.
No, I'm just talking about he's scored 32 goals in one season for Real Madrid.
I'm saying strikers Salah scored loads of goals.
Well, I'm just saying there's other strikers out there. But Isak he's a phenomenal striker. We know that. And you said that we rushed it. I don't think we rushed it, Jordy. I think we got the best striker for the best price at the best time. He scored the most goals in Europe. He scored a hat-trick against Man City.
Objection. Objection.
No, I didn't interrupt you.
I objected.
Yeah, go
I
for
didn't
it.
interrupt him.
Right, so
The hat-trick was 2 penalties and the best striker for the best price at the best time. Don't you think maybe time is the problem? You rushed it?
No, I don't think we did rush it. Because if I'm being honest, I don't think it's a way to come to Arsenal in the first place.
And this is my problem. You lot saw a Len girl in a dance and said she don't want me.
yeah, you didn't even try.
You
No,
didn't
we
even
tried.
try, bro.
No, what
Can
we
I just say about that hat trick, by the way, that 2 penalties? Do you know the defense that day?
Tell him the defense.
Yeah, Guardiola left back, cool.
Cool, good.
Akanji centre back, cool.
Very good.
Rico Lewis, cool.
Yep.
He had Simpson at centre back.
Okay.
Jamal Simpson, Pusey.
Yeah, I know. But you need to play.
2 penalties.
It's fine.
The DM for City that day was Kovacic.
Okay.
And you had, it must have been his debut, certainly at that level.
See,
Tell
tell
him
him.
centre back.
See,
So
tell him.
let's take that hat trick. Let's put it in a box.
No. We're not putting in a box. We're not going to put numbers in a box. We're not. Because he scored a hat-trick at the end of the day. Because that is the team that Man City did put out and they thought that was strong enough to beat Sporting Lisbon and they didn't. So I'm not using that as an excuse. Yes, it was 2 penalties. Why is penalties all of a sudden a bad thing?
Well, he's not going to take him for you.
He might do.
He's not your penalty taker.
He might
He's
do.
not.
You
He's
never
not
know.
going to. It's
He's
going to
not
be
your
Saka.
penalty taker.
You never know. Why is it a problem all of a sudden penalties? If you score penalties, you score pens, it's a bad thing. Salah scores penalties.
He
Isak
takes
scores
penalties. They take penalties.
Yeah, and so does Gyökeres. And he scores his penalties.
That won't take them for Arsenal, though, will
But
he?
he might.
Okay,
You never know.
Well, let me ask you this then, because there's been a lot of online chatter about the fact that he's only scored 2 goals against the top half teams in the Portuguese
He
league.
scored against every single team in the Portugal.
Can you name 6 teams in the Portuguese league?
Porto,
Good.
Lisboa. That's the
I'm
team he
guessing
plays
you
for.
mean Sporting Lisbon.
Yes,
So
that's the team he
we'll
plays for.
eliminate them because
Yeah,
you just signed him from them.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Do you
Whatever.
know what? Okay,
But it doesn't matter to me though, because you're talking about everybody says, you've got the new Nunes. That doesn't mean anything to me because Nunes is not the benchmark here. Because look at Bruno Fernandes. He came from the same league, from the same club, and he's put up good numbers.
Oh,
There's
we
other
rate-
players.
Oh,
Yes.
so we rate him
Cristiano
now, yeah?
Ronaldo's come from that league. He did good.
That's a long time ago.
Nani came from that league. He did good.
Long time ago now.
But why are we comparing him to Nunes? He's not Nunes. That's the only reason why people are saying he might be a flop because Nunes flopped. That has nothing to do with it. Haaland came from
no.
Borussia Dortmund. That's a German league.
That's
He was a
good.
great striker. But so did Timo Werner. He came from that league. He was
Okay.
a poor striker.
So Fabio
So
Vieira.
I can't go by leagues.
So Fabio Vieira.
He's a poor. Yes, it was a bad signing.
Okay then.
It was a bad signing.
Because
Do you
what-
know what? Do you know what my thing is? And this is something that we only considered like, I don't know, today's the only time I considered it. I spoke to an Arsenal fan who pointed out to me that cost-wise, Gyökeres cost about the same as Aubameyang.
53 million, around 54
About the
million.
same as Lacazette.
Lacazette was a bad signing.
That's
though.
not that long ago.
Of course.
You lot have actually shopped in the bargain basement
No, we shopped.
For your
we
main-
shopped-
for your
striker.
main striker, for the centerpiece of your summer after not winning the league.
We shopped
On
accordingly.
a player who, in my opinion, doesn't start against Manchester United week 1.
Yes, he does.
You think Gyökeres starts against Manchester United week 1 over Havertz?
Yeah. I do back Gyökeres. I back Gyökeres so much. I've got him down in my last one standing to beat Manchester United the first game of the season.
You think Old Trafford's going to see this?
Yes. Old Trafford is seeing it. You're going to see it. You're going to be scared, Jordy.
All right, well, let me ask you another question then. You lot seem to love Real Sociedad, so much so that you got Odegaard,
Yes.
Zubimendi,
Yes.
Marino.
The full three. The full,
You
yeah.
sent
The top one. The top one's not there.
Yeah, the top one's
you
not there.
even sent Tierney over there to have a holiday.
Yeah, of course.
Why are you ignoring the fact that you fancy this guy?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that, Isak, we didn't want him. Of course we wanted him. Everyone knew we wanted him. Everyone was saying, all Arsenal needs to do is get a striker and they win the league. We couldn't get Isak at the time because he cost 150 million or 160 million. That's
Pay
what
it.
Newcastle. One second. That's what Newcastle was telling us, Jordy.
Pay it.
He's not available. Arsenal, we tried. We spoke to his representatives. It didn't go through. All of a sudden, I think the timing is a bit funny if you ask me. All of a sudden, Isak is available. He wants to move. Now, Liverpool are looking for a striker, and he's the striker that's available. I feel for the price that we got, we've got a 20-goal striker.
Let's do this then. Okay. You sent feelers out. Newcastle sent messages back saying no. They either sent the same thing to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool said, we don't rate you. We're going to put a bid in. We're going to unsettle your guy and we're going to make him go on strike and not show up to training and pretend he's got a thigh injury, all that, allegedly. Yeah. You're still in the process of negotiating and getting Gyökeres over the line. As 55 million euros, 60 million euros, whatever it is, the Aubameyang Lacazette bar. A low bar for a striker. What is he, 10 million more than Madueke, a player that you lot think is a backup winger?
The price doesn't mean he's not going to be a good player.
Okay,
Tego.
but then we get reports that Arteta and Edu and Arteta's team said that Sesko was a player at similar level already last year with a much higher ceiling than Gyokeres, would cost a bit more money. You went into that negotiation. Your new director of football, Berta, comes in and goes, I just want a deal done. And you rush 60 million euros for a striker. And I'm not even saying Gyokeres is not going to be good. I'm saying the team you're competing against for the Premier League next year is a team with goals all across the pitch who are adding an insane amount of goals to their team potentially this summer. You lot have added a player who was looked at by mid-table teams in the Championship 2 years ago, goes to Portugal, scores 2 against top half teams in the league last year, a hat-trick against City, which is 2 penalties against a rookie, and Sesko is now back on the market, a player that your own manager and your previous director of football and your manager's team all identified as a better prospect, but because you didn't want to spend that extra bit of money, you are now on the 3rd tier of striker available to Premier League teams in this window.
You just said a key word in that sentence with Benjamin Sesko, prospect. Arsenal doesn't have time for another prospect.
Arteta and his team said that he's at the same level now and has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, but that's what they're going off, the trajectory. But we're seeing the goals.
They say he has the same level now.
No, he doesn't, because
he suits what Arteta wants.
He doesn't have the level. No,
the word from Edu and Arteta and Arteta's team was that Sesko fit what Arteta wanted and had a higher ceiling and was at a similar level right now.
You know what? To be fair, I don't agree with that, because the level right now is Benjamin Sesko has not scored the most goals in Europe. That is Victor Gyokeres. And we've put our faith into Arteta and Edu Gaspar in Havertz. Mm-hmm. And what has that got us? He's a good player, but he's not gotten us over the line. Now this guy, Andre Berta, has come in and said, you know what? I'm going to take over for this transfer, and I'm going to get us someone who's going to fire us in all cylinders and get us goals and try to get us over the line. That is Victor Gyokeres. It's a great bargain. It costs 54 million. He's 27. He's ready to go now.
Why do you want a bargain?
If you're going to get a bargain, you might as well get your money's worth. He's going to score the same amount of goals, if not more than Isak.
Ooh.
Why not? I'm saying it from now.
Do you think?
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
Whatever. What do you want to do?
A pinky.
I'll do 100.
Oh, double your money.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about he didn't get Sesko because he wanted a Cisco. I almost said Cisco.
Fong.
You're talking about he didn't want to get Sesko because he wanted the finished article.
Yes.
Is the finished article not the man that's going to go and score 20, Prem proven, to Liverpool, your title rivals?
Yeah, but that finish, yes, of course, that's one of them. But at the time, we thought, Jordy, it wasn't feasible. We couldn't pay.
How about someone else who could be proven, who we know that Arsenal want and we're interested in? Someone that we know now big teams are looking at. Ollie Watkins. Would have cost less than Gyokeres. Would have almost guaranteed a similar amount of goals. And is Prem proven.
Last year, we tried to go for him. They said 60 million. They said 60 million. Remember when the 40 million bid, they said no, which I think which is a good value for Ollie Watkins now.
I agree.
He's 29. He's coming to the end of his career.
They were competing for Champions League places. They were in the Champions League. His value to them at that time was based on that fact.
He was out of favour, Tego.
Based on so this summer, you could be realistic and you could get Ollie Watkins. He would add to your team.
Not for the same price.
Similar number of goals, less than Gyokeres. Would definitely have cost less than Gyokeres. If you're going to play bargain basement games.
So you're telling me that Ollie Watkins this season is going to go for like 45 to 40 million?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's fine. But we've got somebody who spent extra 10 more million who's going to give us more longevity. And is
How much more longevity?
Well, he's 2 years younger than him, Tego. So that gives you actually 2 more years. Yes, you signed on a 5-year deal. You signed a 5-year deal. So we've got an extra 2 more years in Victor Gyokeres. It's the unknown. I'm not saying he's going to be the same as Haaland, but it's the unknown. People don't know about Victor Gyokeres. It's something they need to work on. And Tego, Jordy, also, Victor Gyokeres has just broken the record for shirt sales. We've got the most shirt sales we've had in years.
AFTV. AFTV.
I don't watch AFTV.
Shirt sales.
From my left.
Good one, Robbie.
Oh, coughing all over the place. Shirt sales.
By the way, Arsenal did
Revenue was making his money back.
Arsenal Football Club did a deal that day where shirt printing was free. Just to say.
It wasn't free.
It was free.
Yeah,
it was free.
If it's free,
he broke a record that is absolutely not a record. The most free shirt printings. Because you know who just broke that record in this room?
Who?
Me.
Tego, it's called...
Free shirt printing, everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody
just broke the record.
I just broke it too.
Everybody...
I just broke Tego's record.
It's called promotion. It's called good promotion because his name cost a lot.
How many times have you done this?
His name cost a lot.
That's true. That is true. That's a lot of letters.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you know what? We're gonna look after our fans. We're gonna give you free shirt printing. Get the new signing, number 14 as well.
How many times have you done his celebration since he signed?
I haven't done it once, but when
Liar.
I haven't done it once, but maybe once in the mirror, just to see what it looks like. But I will do it against Manchester
I remember
United.
last Christmas, I got my dates wrong because you know Christmas is a rush, and it was the 23rd of December. I thought it was Christmas Eve, and I done my Christmas Eve shopping then, and I had a day to spare. I got it wrong,
But
just say you got it wrong.
But Jordy, you still got everybody their presents.
No.
And everybody was happy. Yeah.
Could have been a better present.
There wasn't, because they don't know about it. They don't know there could have been a better present.
Listen, you are coupled up with Tego. I come in, I'm a bombshell. You have to pull me for a chat at the fire pit.
I might have a look, but it doesn't mean I have to go for it. Because I've still got a bombshell here.
Bro.
You guys are going off. I understand.
You think you got a bombshell?
Oh, we've got a shell of a bomb.
The Coventry striker who Fulham wanted 2 years ago.
Miles, just to wrap this up, you can't tell me Henry's happy with this. You can't tell me you're satisfied with this. You can't.
Well, listen, whatever Henry wants and whatever Henry's thinking is Henry. He's a legend. He's got a statue outside the stores, outside the stadium. He's got one in my room.
Okay.
There's a mini statue.
Yeah.
So Henry is Henry. But we've still got a good striker in Victor Gyokeres now. He's going to be our new out-and-out goal scorer. I won't call him a legend yet. It's still early. And I'm happy with the signing. I'm very happy with the signing. I honestly believe that we've got good signing for a good price. Isak is not guaranteed to win Arsenal the league for £150 million.
He's guaranteed to win Liverpool the league for 150 mil though.
Well, not if Victor Gyokeres has a say.
Just quickly though, before we just move on from this, because I think this is obviously going to be a talking point for the rest of the season. The pressure is only just starting on Gyokeres, and I know that a lot of the football fans and Arsenal fans who don't live on the internet, don't live in content, they're very excited by the signing, and I understand that. Like he's got the number 14 shirt. He's got his own celebration. You can throw around that top scorer in Europe line forever. Like I've seen a lot of strikers score a lot of goals in Portugal, but it is what it is. He's obviously not a bad player.
I saw Werner score 20 goals in the German League.
We've had Jay McGrath, but German League is definitely a level above Portuguese League. Let's be clear.
saying, but I
We
see
also
Holland.
had Jay McGrath in here who told us how good he thought he was when he trained with him, when he played with him. But quickly, Miles, what is the quote, the Bane quote that you've been throwing around social for the last week or so?
It means,
What is it though?
the quote. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, raised by it,
Oh, almost.
and now you are blinded.
So why on Twitter did you say, I'm not afraid of the dark, I was born in it?
Yes! Well, he was. That's Bane. I'm not afraid of the dark. I was born in it, raised by it, molded by it.
Shout out Kurdset84 who sent me on Instagram and said that I have to challenge Miles on his use of this fake quote. I'm not afraid of the dark, I was born in it. Let us know in the comments. Arsenal fans, you have every right to be excited by your striker. You signed a striker. Every team wants to sign a striker in the summer. Every team wants to spend tens of £1 million on a forward.
It's true.
Every team wants to add 20 goals. Like, it's the most exciting thing for a fan to do. But let's be honest. You see the landscape of the transfer window now. You see Ollie Watkins might be available. You see Sesko might end up replacing Isak at Newcastle. Isak might end up at Liverpool. Where does Sesko rank in those four strikers, if those four strikers move this summer? Where does Sesko rank among the top 5, top 10 strikers in the Premier League today? Is he better than Mateta? Is he better than Haaland? Is he better than Isak? Is he better than Sesko?
He is Sesko. So he is better than himself, but he ain't better than himself. Because he ain't even better than
Himself.
himself.
I saw it coming.
I want to talk about the law. I want to talk about how, as much as someone like me who does obsess over the small details off the pitch, small details on the pitch, and almost has a blank stare to the emotional side of rivalries and wins and losses and everything else, how even for me, the debates around the legalities and all the law and accounting that is currently controlling the narratives around football. It's too much. It's exhausting. It actually needs to be reined in. And as casual football fans, I think we are in danger of losing perspective on every single thing about what makes football special because of what's going on with lawyers and accountants getting involved in the game. April 2021, Super League is launched. It's a massive moment for the history of football. Fans uprising, commentators uprising. They crush the ultimate capitalist beast. Stan Kroenke, Andrea Agnelli, Joel Glazer, John Henry, Florentino Perez, all retreat back into their shells. They all run away from it. They all want to act like it didn't happen. They all want to do everything they can to please their fans and make sure they don't think about the fact that they were that close to destroying the fabric of how football is played in Europe and then ultimately building some super capitalist dream Super League that would have been a completely new structure and completely new format for the game. While Club Cup's formed, the kind of, you've always wanted this right FIFA plan. As far as I can tell, it's their way of reintroducing themselves to an audience, a generation, after losing the rights to the video game, EAFC. Let's be honest, if FIFA wasn't called FIFA for 20 plus years, how many people really take FIFA seriously as an entity? Now we have Gianni Infantino knocking on the door of Saudi Arabia, flying to America, putting Lionel Messi's team in a tournament that's going to generate £1 billion of revenue for the football clubs that play in it. Is it Champions League winners? Is it Copa de Libertadores winners? Is it coefficient positions? Is it special invites? All we know is £1 billion of revenue was spread across these teams. Now, that wouldn't normally be an issue because we don't care. We don't care how much you earn for winning Champions League fixtures. We don't care how much you earn from finishing fifth in the Premier League. We don't care. Today, it feels like we are being encouraged to obsess over tiny details and legalities. Chelsea pick up an insane amount of money for winning that tournament, boost their PSR after a season of PSR nonsense, redefining contract law in the PSR system, 10-year contracts.
Facts.
At one point, Chelsea sold Ian Matson to Aston Villa for a fee and then bought an under-21 player from Villa for a separate fee just so that both sides could reflect positive profit from homegrown talents on their PSR sheets. I'm not going to say that that is akin to people trafficking, but it's definitely not a wholesome human way to enjoy football. People are blaming PSR as a concept. PSR was formed to stop teams going out of business. And it was not something that anyone cared about when it was formed, however long ago it was, 15 years ago, whenever it was, when it was trying to stop Portsmouth and Derby County and teams from mortgaging their futures to get to the Premier League and then tumbling down the divisions and nearly going bust. But that was the conversation back then. Now the conversation is about how much Chelsea can get away with spreading amortized contracts across multiple years and whether or not they can trade young players and include them in deals so that they can show profit balance sheets so that they don't get point deductions like Everton got point deductions, like Nottingham Forest got point deductions. Nottingham Forest have sent letters to UEFA challenging Crystal Palace's involvement in the Europa League because Crystal Palace, who won the FA Cup, who are the Europa League qualified team, have a part owner who did not hide his ownership of the club the way that Nottingham Forest's owner has very publicly hid his ownership of the club. This is not sporting success. This is a man who has said, I own Olympiacos, I own Nottingham Forest. If they both qualify for the Champions League, I'm going to need to put one in a blind trust. He unwillingly, but eventually put one in a blind trust and was annoyed that Crystal Palace were getting away with not doing the same thing. No part of that is relevant to the football fan. Yet we are facing a team that has won the FA Cup and qualified for the Europa League fairly, going to the Europa Conference League, and one that did not qualify for the Europa League, going to the Europa League. It's very unhealthy. I'm starting to lose my grip on how much I care and how much I'm looking for skullduggery with every single move every major club makes.
Not my club. Let me ask you, T. What is your actual problem?
We don't want cheating in football. We might want blurred lines in terms of, did he pull his shirt? Did he give him a kick as he ran past him? Did he actually trip him up on the way into the box? We might want as fans a little bit of that. We don't want the idea that the team you support is actively being cheated every time they step out on the pitch. It's not healthy to lose a game, to lose a league position, to finish outside of European places or finish in a relegation zone and wonder, hey, who cheated? Because somebody cheated.
Has that not been part of football since the start? Tapping up footballers, match fixing, menacing refs, the Bosman, like all that stuff.
I think it has been. I think there's a new light on it. I think when you look at Aston Villa and Everton, they swapped Lewis Dobbin and Tim Oregbenham so they could reflect pure profit on their PSR sheets. You're talking about a level of cheating that, okay, maybe cheating is the wrong word because they've figured out the loopholes in the rules.
Exactly.
Congratulations. There are a lot of loopholes in rules on the pitch that players don't exploit because referees do have a degree of, hey, I don't like it, I'm not letting that get away. What we have in football now is very public cheating. And we also have a problem in the game now where journalists are mouthpieces for clubs. So almost the second a big move is announced, the second a big statement is made, you'll have the follow-up by whoever the club journalist is or whatever media outlet they're representing saying, and here's the smart part, here's the circumventing of the rules, here's the loophole that they've made the most of. It's not healthy. We are watching sport. We are not watching business. Sport is supposed to be 11 versus 11. It's supposed to be a competitive match between the best athletes on the planet. And we are actually watching a lot of balance sheets. We are watching a lot of accountants. We're watching a lot of lawyers decide these games.
There is. I agree to some degree, and I do.
Class.
No, I do.
Class.
There is cheating and there is loopholes being exploited to some degree. But as a business for each club, to find those loopholes and to manipulate those loopholes as a big establishment
It's your job.
is your job. And that's what you have to do. Now, like you were saying, it's not fair for the smaller clubs because they don't have the lawyers or don't have the money to do that. But if you're a club like Manchester United or Chelsea, who's earned your right to be a big club and earned your right to spend big money because that's what you've done throughout the years and you've built your legacy and won all these trophies, I don't really feel like it's a bad thing. It's more on the Premier League, it's more on FIFA, UEFA, whoever handles that. It's more on them than the actual clubs.
Okay.
Because you've given us the rules. All we've done is just found a loophole to go around your rules and still buy and trade players.
How about this then? PSR is due for reform. It has been suggested that there's some sort of salary anchoring, which would be like a cap on wages. There is also a structure around the value of squads versus what can be spent and revenue versus net spend and everything else. That decision to reform has been delayed a year. Who gets to vote on whether or not that gets delayed a year?
The clubs? Just the clubs, no?
Of course.
Yeah. But
cheating is in everyone's interest except for the fans at this point.
Yeah, but Tego,
we are seeing in real terms Crystal Palace, this small team, versus Nottingham Forest, this slightly bigger team, the legals and everyone involved in that team saying, watch us beat them in a courtroom. How is that relevant to competitive football? I get that PSR is not fit for purpose. I get that FFP is not fit for purpose. I get that these governing bodies now are going to have to find funds to hire the same kinds of lawyers that Manchester City, that all these teams can afford. But we as fans are victims of a culture shift in the game. It's just, again, I'm a fan of the NBA. I'm a fan of the NFL. I'm a spectator of Major League Baseball. I know where this goes, and it becomes a very rigid, legal, structural business that does take away from what goes on the pitch.
But it's only a certain set of fans, though. For example, Newcastle fans they're feeling the brunt of PSR and FFP and all this stuff because they're the richest club. Yeah, because there needs to be. Yeah, they are because they're a state-owned club.
Yeah, they've got a bag of money and
they've got the most amount of money in club football. So they're feeling they're going to be okay. Cool, we can't spend that money, but there's other clubs going around it that's manipulating.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, though. Newcastle are a Champions League team with Champions League level players that they spent a lot of money on. They're not feeling the brunt of anything. The fact that they've got to the tip of the rule is the fact. That's why they're in the Champions League. That's why they've reached the level they've reached. They now need to develop, and they now need to prove off the pitch and on the pitch that they deserve to spend that money and that they've got the resources. They can stay in the Champions League rather than lose their best players, which is what a team freshly in the Champions League could organically be facing. The idea that they're feeling the brunt because they've got wealthy owners that aren't allowed to spend money is nonsense. The fact that Chelsea can sell their women's team to themselves, sell their hotel to themselves, that is the crookedness.
That is
not
crooked.
the fact that Newcastle, who have billionaire owners, can't spend £1 billion on players.
Tego,
that's not the crooked part.
But Tego,
that's what we're losing as fans.
Yeah, okay, cool. I understand that. I know that's crooked what Chelsea's done. They're buying and selling hotels and football teams, etc., etc. We know that. But like I said, it's not Chelsea's fault. You need to blame the establishments that's allowing Chelsea to get away with this because they're doing it within their parameters.
And I am. And I know that there's reform allegedly around the corner. And I know that that reform probably isn't going to come in a hurry because it's in everyone in that power block's interest to keep the rules the way they are.
Does the reform help though? Does it help the bigger teams? Does it help the smaller teams?
The reform has to help everybody.
So you want everybody to have so you want it to be Americanized then?
This is what we're looking at though, Miles. This is what we're looking at. We are looking at a lurch towards the Super League because the haves and the have-nots are going to be further and further apart, and there's going to be no point. What happens on the pitch is going to have very little value if the gap widens to the extent that it continues to widen.
Respectfully, Crystal Palace, great club. They've won their first trophies. Well done. Great for them. Crystal Palace, the Aston Villas, Bournemouth, Fulhams. Should they have the same spending power as Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool? Why? They've built their heritage. They've built their fan base.
Every team's got heritage. Every team's got fan base.
Yeah, but obviously there's a bigger fan base which allows you to bring in more money, more revenue.
What you're doing is
Fulham shouldn't get £100 million budget, and Manchester United shouldn't.
Where's the cut-off point? Because you're weaponizing heritage. Chelsea in 2004 did not have the resource in terms of fan base, the resource in terms of audience, the resource in terms of player pulling power that they have today. Newcastle,
but they still needed to win trophies.
Newcastle today, but they didn't. They spent hundreds of millions of pounds without winning trophies.
Yeah, of course they did.
So where's the cut-off point? At a certain point, if you're a Premier League team, you should be battling on an even playing field with every team in that division. And if the problem is that we are going to limit what we can do against the European teams, because the European teams are going to play by their own sets of rules, then the Premier League, unfortunately, will have to extricate itself from there. Until there is an even playing field with the amount of money that's in football today, the amount of unorganic money, you got a situation where Bedford Town's owner, Bedford Town's owner said he wants Bedford Town's in England. Bedford Town is the 6th tier of non-league. They got an owner who said, I want to get you into the Football League. Who did he go and speak to who said, we're going to get him into the Premier League?
Ryan Reynolds.
The Winklevoss twins.
I've never heard of
those guys.
The
Winklevoss twins are the twins who allegedly came up with Facebook and was allegedly stolen from them.
Yes. Okay.
You have... Football clubs will always be the playthings of rich people.
Yeah, because it's a big
teams
sport.
will be the playthings of rich people. Rich people need regulating.
Yeah, but Tego, this is
rich
with all sports, though,
need
Tego.
Controls because you have this structure right now, which is an absolute free-for-all that is being exploited by lawyers and accountants who were not interested in football.
But Tego, this is not just happening in football. This also happens in Formula One. The best teams that get the best investment, that get the most money, have the fast and better cars. It's the same with football, but they've earned their right to get that.
There are caps in Formula One.
There is caps in Formula One, yes.
That control.
Yeah, of course, to some degree. But
some degree, those are caps.
No, okay, but there's
And your use
and I
of
agree
your
there should be caps in football. I agree there should be caps, but I don't think that all teams should have the same amount of budget. If there's a cap, okay, you can only spend 300 or 250 million this season for all teams, no matter what, if you hit PSR or not, cool. But I don't think you should have the same budget as everybody else. No, because you've earned to spend that money.
You sound like you're fighting for the small team. So back a small team.
I'm not even. I would say I'm fighting for the small teams. I say I'm just fighting for parity, and also I'm fighting for the fans. I think, like, if I were to go with my final one standing, and I wasn't going to pick one of the big teams on opening game of the season, I'm probably going to say Sunderland have got a chance against West Ham.
Ooh.
I think Sunderland come up and they are fighting and scrapping. They came up through the playoffs.
Okay.
They came up and they've had to add a lot of quality to their team. They're at home. We know that stadium's got big energy.
It's a good window.
If I'm picking my first game because I want to save the big teams for final one standing, look, if I get knocked out, I'll just rejoin another one. But if I'm putting something on the line, I'm going to go Sunderland beat West Ham. Maz, what's your FML rant?
My FML rant is Manchester United, come forward. You have not got good value for Marcus Rashford. This is a player that came through your ranks. You came through in your academy. You're 17-year-old. Maximum profit, great player, had a good career. There's been times he hasn't been that good, but throughout his career, he's been better than none. You guys have sent him on loan to Barcelona. He's 27. This guy is meant to be in his prime. There was a point where you were saying that he is the next Mbappe. He's in levels with Mbappe. I remember when Manchester United beat PSG and Marcus Rashford actually scored. You guys was comparing him to one of the best players of all time. And now you've got no value for him. He's one of the best left wingers in the league. You've gone and spent money, 60 million plus on Cunha and Mbuemo. And where have you recouped money from? You're struggling to get players. You're struggling to buy a striker. You need midfielders. You need defenders. Manchester United, you've handled business poorly. Now I hear you guys behind the screen saying, oh, we've got a new manager, Ineos. These guys don't want to spend. It was meant to get the Qataris, etc., etc. No, you've handled this all wrong. You've handled this all wrong. You've appointed the terrible managers that haven't got the best out of Marcus Rashford. And when he has been sent on loan to Aston Villa, we've seen there's a player there. Manchester United, you have not capitalised on this. And this is something that I'm quite furious about because Manchester United fans, they're all moaning and saying that we haven't got any money. You had money there. You had one of the biggest assets in the Premier League in Marcus Rashford and you sent him to loan to Barcelona. And when he comes back, you're still going to get no money for him. You guys have had an absolute stinker and I don't want to hear any more moaning from Manchester United fans when it comes about money and we have nothing to spend. You had loads of money to spend and you've thrown it down the toilet.
So when should we have sold him?
Any time.
Well, when he scored 30?
Well, let's be honest. What I was talking about with PSR and with Aston Villa and Chelsea and Everton trading young players and just reflecting pure profit on their balance sheets, Marcus Rashford could be sold for £20 million today.
Easy.
Pure profit.
You're trying to cling on to the idea that you won't make that much of a failure out of your management of this situation. He's gone on his second loan with an option to buy. Chances of that option being picked up probably
0 from Barcelona.
30%, maybe 20%.
I don't think they'll accept that option. But I think
so. You'll have a player with 1 year less on his contract when actually you could have put £20 million on your balance sheet, given him a clean cut, paid him off the amount of money that he's obviously going to want, and you actually could have reset.
But do you know that we got offered 20?
I don't know that you got offered 20.
Did you?
We didn't. Anyway.
I think if you look at how much Marcus Rashford's earning in a year from Barcelona and the amount of wages they're covering, you could have gone and found £20 million for Marcus Rashford. Yes,
So we saved 20 then?
No, how have you saved 20?
Because we're not paying his wage.
You could have not paid his wage and taken 20 million.
Yeah, exactly.
From who? That's what I'm saying. Because no one offered that.
Barcelona. No, I don't. I'd believe that if Manchester United wanted to sell Marcus Rashford £20 million, instead of holding on to the pride of the fact that you do have an England superstar that you're just kind of holding for no reason, you could easily find £20 million in the market.
So you're saying a club would have paid 20 million, then exacted his whole wages then?
No, I'm saying you lot would have had to do a deal on his wages.
We would have covered some wages.
100%.
Yeah.
We don't want to cover no wages.
But that's where you're losing money.
We're not losing money though. We've saved it.
But that's where you're going to lose
so
money.
So you currently have an asset in Barcelona in the Champions League that you own that decreases in value for the next 365 days.
Depends on his performance.
No, because
his contract's going to lessen, so his value will decrease.
So what if we get the 20 million next year?
Okay. So let's say that you get your 20 million next year. How does that help you today?
Well, it's the 20 million you're talking about today. We saved 20 million this year.
How does that help? By the way, you finished 15th. You're not in Europe. How does that 20 million pounds help you today? How does you having a £350,000 a week player who is now in Spain playing for a Champions League team, who you have to account for the idea that he might be back next year. You can't account for the fact that he's not going to be back. You can't account for the fact that we could get 20 next year. You have to put in your thinking right now, we're going to have a player with £350,000 a week back in 365 days. How does that help you when you could cut ties today for a decent price, reflect it as pure profit because he came from your academy, and move on for you and for him?
Well, pure profit is inevitable, first of all.
Not if he goes on a free.
Not if he goes on a free.
Pure profit is inevitable. He's not going to go on a free.
Why is he not?
You
Because
guys
he's going to get sold
there's
next
been two
window when he's got
loans.
1
Why
year
not
left.
now?
Yeah.
Because no one came now.
So why are they going to come next time?
Time.
They're 100% going to come next time.
Why? Why would they come next time when his contract is lessening and lessening? That means you're going to get him for free. Well, just wait for him. Why?
So,
You're not going to get him
so you
money.
think he's going to go on one more loan?
More than likely, because you guys don't want to play him. You guys don't want to pay him. Obviously, you don't want to pay the wages. This is why you're shipping him out.
So what if he plays good this year?
He played good at Aston Villa.
No, he didn't. He played 4 games. Two
No,
goals
he
against,
played good.
He played 2 games against Preston.
Marcus
He scored 2 goals against Preston
Marcus-
that you rate.
Your goal
highly.
counting.
Yeah, exactly.
Your goal counting.
Ah, he didn't play,
Performances.
cool. He didn't play good.
We didn't see him play
I'll just
well
keep- I'll
against
just keep it
PSG.
there.
We didn't see that.
One game.
What, against the champions of Europe?
Give me one more game.
He scored a winning goal for Aston Villa.
Where?
I think it was against Nottingham Forest at Villa's ground. I think if I remember rightly.
Come on, guys, man.
What do you mean? Come on, guys. Man? Listen, you guys,
on,
and this is
guys,
what Manchester United fans do. They make up excuses. You guys are saying, "Oh, but where are we going to sell him? Who's going to buy him because of his wages?" Well, this is what Manchester United have done. You have not executed a plan for Marcus Rashford. He had a good loan, a decent loan.
He didn't have a good loan.
He had a decent loan, Jordy. It was better than what you would have been at Manchester United.
Villa said no, thank you.
So Villa's the only club in world football.
Villa's the club that had him.
But they
With an
didn't,
option.
they didn't qualify for the Champions League, so they couldn't afford him.
Exactly.
So he didn't do good.
No, he did do good. He did good. But because a team doesn't qualify for the Champions League doesn't mean one player didn't have a good performance.
I mean, they got
No,
rid
you
of their,
can't
they
do
got
that
rid
to
of their
me,
main
Jordy.
striker. They got rid of their main striker and stuck him there.
No, you can't do that because
That's exactly what happened.
But Unai Emery fell out of favour with Watkins. That's a personal problem. That's not down to the performance.
It didn't feel personal. It didn't feel personal,
It
Mars.
did.
I don't know that it was personal.
Marcus Rashford, by the way, he's got 2 assists in Aston Villa's 2-1 win against Chelsea for Villa.
Ooh.
He got an assist against Ipswich. He got a goal against Brighton in a 3-0 win, and he got a goal against Manchester City in a 2-1 loss. He got 2 assists in 4 knockout games in the Champions League for Villa, 1 against Bruges, 1 against PSG, as well as a fantastic performance. And he scored obviously 2 goals against Preston and got an assist against Cardiff. The idea that he wasn't, because 2 of his 4 goals were against Preston, where in the position he was playing in, he wasn't good. That is Manchester United fans trying to control the narrative.
Yep.
So I can't go count.
Marcus Rashford was good.
So I can't go count.
Once he got his rhythm going at Aston Villa, he was good. Then he got injured. That happened.
Cool.
I saw it.
I can't go count. You look can
So
assist
Jordy,
count.
you
It's
turned
cool.
to sit here right now and tell me that you're happy with the business that's happening with Marcus Rashford.
Nope, I didn't say that.
So what?
I didn't say that.
So how do you feel then? How do you feel as a Manchester United? Because it just sounds like you're just happy for him to go on another loan to Barcelona.
Of course, I'm not happy. I would have liked that low option to be an obligation. I would have loved that.
Have Manchester United done good business this summer?
Man United, have they done good business this summer? There's a lot of sell-on clauses, sell-on money that's been trickling
That's
in.
true. That's not this summer though. That's obviously not this summer.
This summer is rolled in, but
Yeah, but that's not your business this summer. That's your business in the past.
listen, we are involved in the business.
It's not your business.
It's not
Business
yours.
happened this
can't
summer.
claim someone else's
I'm doing
work,
your
Jordy.
words.
You're copying homework.
I'm doing your words.
You can't copy someone else's homework and say I've done it.
Bro, I'm involved in the homework.
No, you're not.
I'm involved. All right, cool. So that's my little fee there. Who else is gone?
Okay,
Who else
scraps.
is gone? We got Rashford off the wage book. That's good.
That's good business.
That's good.
But it's bad business because you have
Sancho's-
a superstar who's on his second loan.
Sancho's about you. T.
He is a superstar though.
I think he stopped being a superstar a while ago.
No, it's the way how you've marketed
Again,
him.
if you watched him in the Champions League against PSG, I saw a superstar.
Jesus Christ.
You had a superstar in the Champions League last year. He's a superstar.
He stopped being a superstar a while ago, man.
No,
he
he's not,
stopped
and
being a
this is what you
superstar a
Manchester
while
United
ago.
fans are doing.
Why does he play for Barcelona if he's not a superstar?
He's a superstar, bro.
Because they got a backup for Rafinha. Is that the report?
They're paying
Was that the
£300,000
report?
a week for a backup for
Ask,
Rafinha.
ask Barcelona why they're doing it. I don't know. But they've made him a backup for Rafinha. Yes or no?
We'll see.
T, did we read that together? Yes or no?
We don't read together. My eyes on your eyes. We got magazines and we're just
Yes,
you done with this
backup.
page?
It was my
You done
finger.
with this
It
page?
was my finger. It was your words.
Keep your finger to yourself.
Oh, bro.
You lot have annoyed me. So I'm going to take this to final one standing and back Manchester United
Against Arsenal.
at Old Trafford. We're not going to see this
So who's going to score your goals for you? Not Marcus Rashford.
Maybe Mbeumo. Maybe Cunha, who scored more than him last season.
Maybe.
Or Sesko, who's better than Gyokeres.
Or maybe.
Or Fernandes.
Bruno. Could be.
Or Watkins.
Or
Watkins is better than Gyokeres.
Should have got.
Well, maybe that. But we still got Victor. And you will see the shadows and you will be in the dark, my friend.
Listen, let us know in the comments if you agree with anybody, if you disagree with anybody. Let us know if you saw a path for Marcus Rashford, if you saw an opening that would have made sense for him, would have made sense for Manchester United. Because it feels like he's living a very happy life. A year in Barcelona, playing with some of the best, most exciting young players in the world.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
Any accountability over there?
Oh, that's a different conversation.
Okay, then
I think Marcus Rashford taking accountability for his part in this is a different conversation. Manchester United is the club. That's the business. You got to look after yourselves.
And your
let me ask the same thing to
and
Miles.
your assets.
Let me ask Miles, any accountability over there?
Listen, Manchester United need to look after the assets as a club and look after yourselves. Rashford that's a whole nother case. But like Tego said, it's bad business.
The
man.
curious case of Marcus Rashford.
Let us know in the comments what you think of all of our points. Let us know if we've been a bit vague in any sense. I tried to be as clear and precise with my argument as possible. Miles tried to be as clear and precise.
No, I was clear. Manchester United, you fumbled the bag with Marcus Rashford. He's 27. He's in his prime years. You could say, oh, he fell off. He's not as good as he once was. Manchester United, you're big Manchester. Sell your assets, get money for him.
Jordy, you were well prepped. You came with your argument.
Yeah, they went to the shopping centre a bit early, and now they're looking at Isak go by to probably the Premier League winners again.
FML, that was absolutely from my left.
That's from my left too.
That was from my left.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please give us a like and leave us comments letting us know who you think won all of their arguments. Or did none of us win? Did none of us land? Let us know.
And hit the bell.